Sigrid walked forward between two ancient birch trees, thinking of her grandmother, her smile, her voice, the way she smelled of wool and herbs and wood smoke. The world rippled like water disturbed by a stone, and suddenly, everything was gray. Not the gray of rain, clouds, or stone, but a gray that was all colors and no colors at once. The birch grove was gone. She stood in a landscape of mist and shadow, where things half seen moved at the edges of vision. The ground beneath her feet was solid enough, but she could not tell if it was earth or cloud or something else entirely. Shapes drifted past her, memories, perhaps, or dreams, or the spirits of those who wandered lost. She saw a warrior in ancient armor, searching for a battle long ended. She saw a young woman in a wedding dress, weeping for a love that might never have been. She saw children playing games that made no sense, their laughter echoing strangely in the emptiness. "Grandmother?" Sigrid called out, her voice swallowed by the gray. "Grandmother, where are you?" No answer came. She walked on, the frost-woven cloak billowing behind her like wings. Time was strange here, she could not tell if she had been walking for moments or hours. The gray pressed in around her, and she found herself struggling to remember something important. Who was she looking for again? No. She shook her head fiercely, clutching the cloak. She was Sigrid. She was looking for her grandmother. She would not forget. She began to sing, softly at first, then stronger. "Sleep now, little one, under northern lights, safe beneath the snow, through the winter nights. The stars will guide you home, the wind will sing you dreams. Rest now, little one, by the frozen streams." The lullaby. Her grandmother's lullaby. Her voice carried through the gray, and she saw the shapes around her pause as if listening. And there, far ahead, a flicker of response. A voice, thin and weak, trying to sing along. Sigrid ran toward it, and the gray land seemed to help her now, the path clearing before her feet. She ran until she saw her, a small figure, hunched and lost, sitting on a stone that might have been a memory of a stone. "Grandmother." The old woman looked up, and Sigrid's heart broke. Her grandmother's eyes were empty, confused, the vibrant spirit Sigrid knew dimmed to almost nothing. She didn't seem to recognize her own granddaughter. "Who?" the old woman whispered. "I'm trying to remember. There was a song someone used to sing." Sigrid knelt before her, taking her grandmother's cold hands in her own. Through the frost cloak, she could feel her grandmother here was more spirit than flesh, barely tethered to the world of the living. "I know the song, grandmother. Listen. Remember." Sigrid sang. She sang the lullaby from beginning to end, just as her grandmother had sung it to her countless times. She sang of the snow-covered forests and the mountains standing guard. She sang of the northern lights keeping watch through the long dark nights. She sang of warmth and home and love that endures through all seasons. At first, her grandmother simply stared, lost in her confusion. But slowly, so slowly, something began to change. A light flickered in those ancient eyes. The old woman's lips began to move, forming words she was remembering. "That's it," Sigrid encouraged, tears streaming down her face, freezing into diamonds that fell tinkling to the ground. "You remember? Come back, grandmother. Follow the song home." Her grandmother's voice joined hers, wavering at first, then growing stronger. "Sleep now, little one, the dawn will come again, through the longest darkness, through the snow and rain. Your ancestors watch over, their love will light your way. Rest now, little one, until the breaking day." As they sang together, the gray around them began to change. Colors seeped back into the world, the white of snow, the green of pine, the warm gold of firelight. Sigrid could see her grandmother becoming more solid, more real, more herself. "Sigrid?" her grandmother said, wonder in her voice. "My little Sigrid? What are you doing here, child? This is not a place for the living. I came to bring you home, grandmother. Take my hand. Hold tight to the song. We're going back together." But even as relief flooded through her, Sigrid felt a pull, a terrible, seductive pull toward the gray. It whispered to her, "Stay. Rest. No more struggle, no more cold, no more fear. Just the peaceful gray forever." The frost cloak grew heavier on her shoulders, and Sigrid realized with horror that her fingers were beginning to turn translucent, like ice, like crystal. How long had she been here? How close was the dawn? "We must go now," she said urgently, pulling her grandmother to her feet. "Hold my hand and don't let go. Think of home, the fire, the village, your own bed. Think of the ones who love you." Together, grandmother and granddaughter turned back, following the path that was already fading. The gray lands didn't want to let them go. Shapes reached for them, other lost souls, perhaps, or the gray itself, jealous of any who escaped its embrace. Sigrid sang louder, her grandmother's voice joining with hers, and the song became their light, their path, their anchor to the living world. They stumbled back through the birch trees and suddenly they were there, in the grove, in the real world, under the star-bright sky. Sigrid fell to her knees, gasping, her grandmother collapsing beside her. The frost weaver stood watching, her expression unreadable. "You succeeded," she said softly. "Not many would have the strength." Sigrid looked down at her hands, they were solid again, warm again, alive. The eastern sky was just beginning to pale with the promise of dawn. The third dawn. She had made it back in time. The frost weaver reached out and unclasped the frost cloak from Sigrid's shoulders. As it fell away, Sigrid felt the full weight of exhaustion hit her, but also the wonderful sensation of being fully, completely alive. "Thank you," Sigrid breathed. "Thank you for the chance. Thank yourself, brave child. You paid the price, you risked everything for love. That is the oldest magic, the strongest magic." The frost weaver gathered the cloak into her arms, and it dissolved into mist and starlight. "Your grandmother will wake now, whole and healed, with all her memories intact. And you, Sigrid, you have walked the paths between worlds. You will never see the world quite the same way again." "I understand," Sigrid said. The frost weaver began to fade, becoming one with the snow and air. But her voice lingered. "Remember us, child. Remember the old ways. Tell the stories. Sing the songs. That is how we survive, in memory, in story, in the hearts of those who still believe." And then she was gone. Sigrid helped her grandmother back to the village as the sun rose on the solstice morning, painting the snow in shades of gold and pink. By the time they reached home, her grandmother was walking steadily, color returning to her cheeks, strength flowing back into her limbs. That night, the whole village gathered for the solstice feast. The old woman sat in her place of honor by the fire, Sigrid beside her, and she told the story of the frost weaver, of the brave girl who walked between worlds, of the song that brought a lost soul home. And when the story was done, grandmother and granddaughter sang together, the old lullaby, the one that had been passed down through 7 generations, that would now pass down through 7 more. Outside, the first snow of the new season began to fall, and if you looked very carefully, you might have seen a tall, elegant figure standing at the edge of the forest, watching over the village with ancient, loving eyes. The frost weaver smiled, then turned and walked back into her realm of winter and stars, satisfied that the old ways were remembered still. "And now, dear one, it is time for your own rest. Like Sigrid's grandmother, you are safe and warm, surrounded by love. The winter night holds you gently, and the songs of your ancestors echo in your dreams. Sleep now under your own northern lights. Sleep and let the stories carry you home."